Hello folks, this is Mondo Carroll from Mondo on the World, and I would like to talk to you today about negativity in sports reporting in general. Now, I know that reporting a sporting event is very stressful, very tough, very hard job. But also, to be a reporter, you have to be a fan of sports in order to report on it. But recently, whether it's the .com writers or whether it's the TV reporters, all I ever hear lately is how the Mariners are doing badly, and they come off with this attitude like, how they don't even buy tickets, they're really gonna stink, you shouldn't even go. And I know that's not the actual, I know that's not the way that they want to interpret things, but that's the way it seems. You got guys that go on these regional shows and they say, oh, get rid of Felix Hernandez, or cut Ichiro's playing time down, or get 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 Michael Jordan out of the game. He's too old to play. Well, and instead they sit around and talk about the bad things and how, oh, the Mariners have blown it again. Well, let's mention about the fact about how many games they've actually could have won or was in before they lost it, or let's talk about good pitching performance by Jason Vargas or Felix Hernandez or Tom Wilhelmsen did a real good job saving games, or the Seahawks played really good defense, or maybe they didn't do so good in defense, but they did real good on offense, and that's what helped them win the game. Or, just positive things. But all I ever hear about is how bad all these teams are, and how, oh, they've got to go get rid of people and do this, and this. Well, that doesn't do any good. Why don't you talk about some good things that happened in the game? I mean, it's not like we're getting creamed every game. We're in every game where we're like second in defense in the baseball, but we're not doing so good in the hitting or the bullpen, and that's only because we don't have that many veterans in either spot. And I'm just saying that if we had more veterans instead of this youth movement, which apparently hasn't worked, and I had a feeling that it wouldn't work, but they did it anyway, and look what's happening. People are going, oh, we have to go to Seattle. Oh, goody, we're going to go in there and just beat the stuffing out of them. And, and that obviously hasn't worked for us in a positive way, because we're 16 and a half games out. And so far, we haven't done that much to get any better. I mean, remember what happened in 95. I mean, we had veterans up the gazoo. We had pitching, we had hitting, we had defense, and everything, and we were never out of a game. But now you got, I mean, most of the bullpen is young players, most of the lineup is young players, and now you got .com people saying, "Oh, well, they ought to get rid of Smoke and cut Ichiro's playing time down." I even heard one time they had Harold Reynolds talk about how, oh, they ought to trade Felix Hernandez and get some more younger players. Harold, it doesn't work, dude. I mean, it doesn't work having most young players on a team because we've done it for the last 6 years. It does no good. So why you would even talk about that is, why you would even suggest that is beyond me. And I don't know why you guys, reporters in general, are so negative about the Seattle teams. It's like, oh, here we go again, we're gonna lose again, and boom, and then here it is, we lost again, and we gotta go through the whole thing over again. I mean, you live here, you work here, I mean, can't you just say once in a while, they were in the game, but they just weren't able to squeak by that time, or the Mariners were able to squeak by, and now we're 9.5 games out or something. That doesn't take into that doesn't take any fault away from the general manager or the manager, but still, I mean, you guys are the pipeline between the team and the fans, and I think you should pump the good things up so that people would want to go to the games and have a good time instead of hearing about, oh, well, we're gonna lose again, so don't buy any tickets, and then people aren't gonna show up. Then what are we gonna use the basketball team for? Or what are we gonna use? Why are the Sounders here? Why is the Seahawks here? Why are the Huskies here? So, I mean, guys, come on, let's be a little bit more positive. I mean, you do live here, you do work here, you must love the city or you still wouldn't be here. Let's take into consideration that the things that you say reflect what the fans are going to feel about sports in this town. Pretty soon we won't have any left. So, unless you start pumping them up a little bit. Because like I say, you are the pipeline between the fans and the sports. So, I wish you guys would just be more positive about stuff and not be saying stupid things about players or what they should do with them. So, that's just my opinion. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time on the next episode of Mondo on the World. Thank you and good night.